The Bunny and the Magical Snowman. In one little forest, between the roots of a huge century-old oak tree, a small snow-white bunny with gray tail had made its home. Every day, the bunny would hop through the woods, gathering tiny roots, hay, twigs, and seeds to prepare for the first snow day and stay comfy and cozy at home. In its bunny hole, it arranged a pantry for food, and even after filling it to the brim, it felt assured that it would have enough food until the first day of spring. One day, searching through the forest, the bunny unexpectedly reached its end. A tall and long fence of wooden rods stood in front of him. The bunny was curious to find out what lay behind the fence, so it started digging a tunnel underneath. After digging and wriggling through, the bunny found itself in a garden with all kinds of vegetables: lettuce, carrots, beets, leeks, pumpkins, and many other delicious things it had never seen before. Happily, it immediately hopped towards the biggest lettuce in the garden. It nibbled, crunched, and in no time bit off the lettuce from the stem and started rolling it back towards its burrow. However, when it reached the fence, the bunny realized that the tunnel was too narrow for such a big lettuce, so it had to widen it. Sighing sadly, it got to work. It dug, and even after getting quite tired, the tunnel became wide enough to fit the lettuce. The bunny rolled the lettuce through the tunnel, but now a whole forest stood in front of it. It rolled and rolled almost the entire day, until it reached its home by nightfall. When it was time to bring the lettuce into its burrow, the bunny realized that the lettuce was too big for the entrance of its bunny hole. The bunny thought and decided to cut it into pieces. Throughout the night, it nibbled on the leaves of the lettuce and arranged them in its pantry. When done, it entered its burrow, lay on its little bed, covered itself with a knitted blanket, and fell asleep from exhaustion. It slept through the entire day and the following night. The bunny woke up the next morning still very tired, every muscle aching, and realized that handling vegetables required a lot of work. It decided that it's better to get carrots from the garden. The next morning, the sun shining brightly, the bunny hopped to the garden fence, wriggled through the tunnel, and when it emerged, it was in shock. The garden was empty, all the vegetables were harvested, and the ground was completely overturned. The little bunny sat down, sighed deeply, and looked disappointedly into the empty garden. Suddenly, it spotted some carrots. It immediately ran towards them, but a strange, invisible wall hit its nose. The carrots were inside, and it was outside. The bunny wiggled its nose left, right, and began thinking about how to overcome the invisible barrier. It went back home and started thinking, trying to figure out what to do since it had never seen a window before. Tired from thinking, it fell asleep. In the morning, a strong light and the scent of winter woke it up. It hurried outside and saw that snow had fallen overnight, and winter had arrived. So, if it wanted a peaceful and beautiful winter with enough food, it would have to fill its pantry in the next few days. Without thinking, it came back to the garden once again. On snow, it spotted 3 snowballs arranged like a person, with an old pot as a hat, a red scarf around the neck, a broom on one side, little pieces of charcoal as eyes, and a carrot as a nose. A snowman. Happily, the bunny went to the snowman, grabbed its nose, put the carrot in its mouth, and started running quickly towards its home, as if being chased by wolves. It entered its burrow, placed the carrot in the pantry, and went back outside to gather some berries. The next day, the bunny went to the garden again and found another carrot on the snowman. It grabbed it and went back to its home. And so, for several days, the bunny visited the garden, stealing the snowman's nose every day. What kind of magic is this? Wondered the bunny, wiggling its pink nose left, right. Then, it hopped to the snowman, took the carrot again, and placed it in the pantry after running with it. When the bunny noticed that its pantry was full and had enough food for the entire winter, it was delighted. The next morning, the bunny decided to visit the magical snowman again and thank it for all the carrots. Carrying a colorful pot it had found in the forest, the bunny went to the magical snowman, who seemed to enjoy such fashionable accessories. Upon reaching the garden, the bunny saw the snowman once again with a carrot nose. With immense gratitude, the bunny left the pod beside the snowman. It wiggled its nose left right, smiled, and hopped back to its warm burrow, full of food.